Okay, so what's going on, everyone? Today we will talk about manifestation and science. I love manifestation, but I love to be rigorous and explain things from a scientific point of view so we can actually apply the knowledge and change our lives. Because nowadays, manifestation is a misused term for many people from my point of view, because manifestation is not something that will bring you things like magically, magnetically to you, like, whoa, money is coming. It doesn't work like that. Manifestation is actually a word that refers to the law of cause and effect applied to humans. It's just that. It's the law of cause and effect applied to humans. It's just that. From a psychological point of view, it's just as simple as it sounds. What does this mean? If you want to have a specific effect in your life, let's say build a business, get a specific body, or like develop your career, or master the skill of meditating or being an artist, whatever. Those are effects. And they are causes of money, of paintings, of the body, of course. But those are especially like, firstly, they are effects of you, because you are a cause. You cause many effects in your life. Okay? So if you want to get a specific effect and you don't have it yet, that means the current version of you is not the cause of that effect. So you want to change. It's that simple. That's manifestation. That's manifestation. It's not saying things out loud and money will come to you magically. It's not like that from my point of view, of course. So if you want to manifest, you want to learn how to change so that you become the cause of the effects you want. Now, let's try to see this from a scientific point of view, because we can see it from a philosophical point of view, which is beautiful and super useful, and talking about like the principle of mentalism that states that all is mind. So you first have to master your mind if you want to change anything, because all is mind. Or the principle of correspondence that talks about the harmony and correspondence between the different planes of life. So you have the physical plane, like the physical plane, and the mental plane. So we want to master the mental plane because it's a higher plane, and higher planes in certain way govern the lower planes in certain way. But that's beautiful. But let's try to see this from a scientific point of view using psychology and some diagrams that refer to algorithms, because this is like a little bit of engineering can be used to learn about this actually, and that's pretty interesting, but it's not what we'll talk about in this video. We will just see the diagram of automated tasks. So your brain basically lives in the world, and the world is complex. You have to get food, you have to reproduce, you have to stay healthy, you have to socialize. That's super complex. Like, think about it. Many things, and those things are extremely complex. And your brain is the part of your body that spends the highest amounts of energy. Those amounts of energy are huge, but we have finite energy. So what your brain does is pretty smart. It automates certain processes by mapping actions to situations. So every time a situation shows up, your brain has like a stored action, and it just executes it. So it doesn't think about the whole situation and design the action. It just executes the action. It changes, of course. Like, the brain adapts every action to every specific situation. But adapting the action is something that requires lower amounts of energy than analyzing the situation from scratch and designing a specific action from scratch. So how does your brain automate these processes? simple. Your brain creates what I call an operational framework. What is an operational framework? An operational framework is a set of data and information. It's only that simple. Data and information that your brain will use in the future to interpret situations and design actions faster. So every time you socialized, every time you try building something like a business or your body or getting a specific degree, your brain stored what you did and what happened and took conclusions, because what you did and what happened is raw data. Raw data has no significance by itself, but if you interpret that data and take conclusions, like, for example, suppose you are shy. So you tried socializing with somebody new you didn't know, but the interaction was extremely awkward because you are unconfident and you act in a weird way and you say dumb things, so it just happens to be awkward, the interaction. So what your brain does is stores the situation and then interprets it by stating, I am shy. So you have evidence that you are shy and you believe you are shy, but that belief is not true or false. I mean, there are people that are not shy. So we as humans are not conditioned and we are not forced to be shy just because of our genetics. We just are born, we have a consciousness, and we just choose who we are. When we are kids, it's not easy. And even when we are adults, it's not easy as well. But we can change our minds by believing we are confident and developing certain skills in that context. But let's go to that later. So your operational framework is a set of data and information. And this data and information can be divided into two big groups. Your identity, this is who you are, who you think you are. So you use this data to act because you say, my name is this, I do this every day, I am this kind of person, so I act this way. But you can change it. You can believe a different thing of yourself. I mean, what stops you from changing yourself from scratch? There is no limit. And what you believe of your environment. For example, if you think people in general are good or evil, or if you think money is scarce or abundant, or if you think building a business is difficult because the competence is, I don't know, difficult to beat. That also conditions your behavior. Because if you think that money is scarce, your brain will not look for opportunities to make money. And when you see a small opportunity, you will think that making money is extremely difficult. So why would you spend any energy on a project that will fail? Energy is finite. So human energy in the body is finite. It's not scarce or abundant. Like you can define if it's scarce or abundant by yourself, but it is finite. So your brain has to administrate it in the smartest way possible. So if you think money is scarce and you think a business opportunity, it shows up in your mind, but you think that making money is difficult because it's scarce, then your brain will predict failure and you will not act towards that goal. Or if you act, you will act in a vague way that makes you less likely to accomplish the goal. So this is your operational framework. And your brain uses your operational framework to do something really specific. That is predict. Your brain predicts all the time. What? Events. And basing on these predictions, your brain designs actions to solve problems and be successful in the mission. So, of course, I mean, if you want to build a business, you don't just act randomly. You think, you develop a strategy. You start executing according to the strategy because you want to be successful. The brain does the exact same thing, but with everything. But if the brain has to develop every action from scratch, you would run out of energy real quick and you would go to sleep in like 3 hours of being awake. So the automating processes is actually a really smart way to optimize the energy consumption, but it has a downside. If you don't become aware of your actions and of your thoughts and of who you think you are and of what you think about your environment, then you will run in automatic your whole life. And this happens to a lot of people in many things, because maybe you become aware, like, as your life goes on, maybe you become aware of some things. Maybe it takes years for you to become aware of that, so you can change yourself like in 5 years in only one thing. But if you develop the skill of being aware of your thoughts and understanding that you are just a consciousness and you are an observer of your thoughts, and your personality is just something you build to interact with the world and spend low amounts of energy, then you realize that you can change. Nothing is stopping you from changing. You can change today, change who you are. That will change you as a cause of certain effects, so your effects will change. If you change properly and become the right cause, you will generate the effects you want. It's that easy. I know it's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. That's what I mean. So how do you actually change the info you have about yourself and about your environment so you can change your predictions and then change your actions? Well, that's also really simple, and it only takes awareness. You have to be aware of your thoughts. You have to understand that your thoughts are not real or fake. You have to understand this: your thoughts are not real or fake. Your thoughts just are. Your thoughts just exist. It's that simple. Your thoughts just are out there in your mind. They're not real or fake. If you have a thought that tells you that you are stupid, or you are an awkward person, or nobody wants to be with you because you are not cool, or you are undisciplined, or you are not attractive, or whatever your mind is trying to tell you, because you built an identity of who you think you are in the past, and now you believe that's true, and you have to replicate that every day and create more evidence that you are that person, then you are missing something important of our beautiful lives. That's not true or false. It's just what you believe, so you act that way. If you think you are undisciplined, if you think you are attractive, you will generate that in the world. So the world will give you back that, telling you, okay, you believe you are unattractive, you believe you are undisciplined, then here you are. Here you have your results. You have no money, you attract nobody, you are not sociable, you don't have the friends you want, or you don't master this skill, you don't have the body you want, or whatever. So when reality shows you that, you say like, okay, then I am this. Well, no, you're not that. Reality is just showing you the old outcomes of your old self. But now you decide to change. You're not like you are not that person anymore. The old person, the old you, the one that clicked this video, that person is gone. Now you decide to change, and you will become the kind of person that you want to be in order to create the effects you want. So if you want to build a business, or you want to build a body in the gym, or you want to build a skill like running or meditating or whatever you want, like a career, you will become an extremely disciplined person. You want to become an absolute operator, and you will become extremely smart. So now you are deciding that you are these things. You just decide. It doesn't matter what reality shows you, it doesn't matter what people tell you, and it doesn't matter what your mind tries to tell you. Like, no. Your mind will say, no, look at this evidence. I have memories of you being shy. I have memories of you failing in a business, abandoning 2 weeks after starting. I have memories of you doing this or that. So you are this, be ashamed of these memories. That's what your brain will try to tell you. But you stand still and understand that those memories are just old things of your old identity. You are not that person anymore. You changed. Nothing is stopping you from changing. So change. Like, take advantage of this beautiful thing that life gave us, that is consciousness. You can have free will. Real free will means being aware of your mind and mastering it. So just change yourself to change your reality. That's manifestation from a scientific point of view. I hope it helped. So, just decide to be different, decide your thoughts, stay aware, okay? Stay aware, understand that your thoughts are not real or fake, okay? Just stay aware and keep trying and trying and trying until you make it and your new identity becomes automatic. So I hope it helped. Thanks for watching. Bye.